Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Just Be Different broadcast. My name is Janae, and I'm so excited and delighted to be invited into your time tonight to discuss relevant and pertinent information with you, the viewing audience. Please know that the goal of the Just Be Different movement is to empower people from all walks of life to be different in every aspect of their lives. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. If this is your first time watching, thank you so much for pressing play. I greatly appreciate it. If you are an avid watcher of our broadcast, thank you so much. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I appreciate it. Every like, every comment, every share is greatly appreciated. Please visit our website. The movement has an official website. That's wansleyj.wix.com /Just Be Different. Like and share our Facebook page, the Just Be Different movement. All of the links to the website, to the Facebook page, and to my personal social media handles will be provided for you in the description below. Ladies and gentlemen, please know that this week has been a very busy week. We have been in session all week. My local convention of churches has been in association, the local convention of churches, not my local convention. I'm a member, but it ain't my convention. It's the Lord's convention. But the local convention of churches has been an annual session this week. And so, I'm tired. And I'm battling a headache tonight, so I don't know if I will be able to pull a full episode. But I did tell you guys that I wanted to um get back to daily broadcast, so I don't want to go back on my promise. I really don't want to go back on my promise. So I'm gonna be with you all tonight, but it just may not be for the amount of time that I'm normally with you guys, which is about a half an hour to 40 minutes. Um, Tomorrow night, FYI, tomorrow night is closing night for the annual session for the local convention of churches. It is youth and young adult night. And so I will be actively participating in that, which means that I probably will not be coming to you tomorrow night. I will probably record during the day and then post it at night, or I will record during the day and post it during the day, because depending on if we fellowship after service or not, all I'm gonna want to see is my bag, cause we go out to eat and we have fun and joke until like 2-3 in the morning. We be at the restaurant. So just a heads up, you might see an early broadcast tomorrow. Um, I'm battling this headache, and it's really bothering me. I'm drained. I'm drained. Just so much has been draining me this week. So just pray for me. Pray for me. If you know the words of prayer, just keep Janae in prayer. Also, please, and I know he's probably like, oh my God. So I'm not gonna tell his business. Y'all don't need to know um anything really, but just keep my friend in prayer. Um, he sincerely needs your prayer. So next time you go before God, just um lift, just say lift up, because now I'm sitting here, I'm tongue tied. Just lift up Neiman. His name is Neiman. Just lift him up in prayer. God is able, and he's a healer. And so with that being said, before I talk to you guys about what I want to talk to you about, take the time out to rest. Life is so busy, and if you live in an urban city like I do, I live in New York City. um if you live in like Atlanta, LA, DC, Chicago, all of these major cities that are bustling, that are major cities that are always like fast paced, you gotta find time to take time out for yourself, because you will overwork yourself until you get sick, and then you gotta slow down. So for everyone that's listening out there, no matter how old you are, you always need rest and you need time for yourself. Take that time. Just take that time. Take that time to rest. Take that time to do things that you like to do, even if you gotta carve out time. Because all of our lives are busy. Trust me, I have a busy life. I have a daughter. I have a lot of stuff going. I mean, even if I didn't have anything else, I have a daughter, and that's just enough. But I have so much going on, and so I know how it is to be burned out. I know how it is to be at the brink of like, oh my gosh, and then you get sick. Take the time. Just take the time to rest up. because you know that your body is a temple. This is where the real you dwells, and you gotta take care of it, or it will break down. Okay, so y'all just promise me that y'all get y'all rest, that y'all eat right, that y'all take time out for yourselves, will you please? Thank you. All right, so tonight I'm not gonna be before you long. Like I said, this headache, is really killing me. Want to talk to you a little bit about what I've been experiencing this week. Watch Mickey Mouse. Yeah, my daughter, she wants to. I'm not gonna be on here for long. This week, the local association of churches has been an annual session. We meet 4 times a year. We meet every quarter, so we meet every January, every April, every July, and every October. So October is the annual session, and this annual session, our moderator, is our moderator's last session before the new moderator comes in. And so tonight he gave his final address as moderator. And the theme for this for his last annual session was accountability. And I felt like it was really I felt like it was really a really insightful theme. One, because you don't find too many people who are accountable anymore. You don't. You have people who will throw rocks and hide their hand. You will find people who will come up to you and say, "Girl, I heard so and so, and I'm telling you this, but we keeping it between me and you, or you didn't hear this from me, or little birdie told you this. I ain't tell you this." You know, my mother always taught me. She said, "Janae," and I'm pretty sure your parents may have told you this in a variation of sorts, but my mom always told me, and my dad always told me, "Janae, never say something in private that you will be ashamed to say in public." And now, have I listened to that advice all the time? Of course not, because we're all guilty. We are all guilty of saying things that we should not say in private, and then when we have to confront it in public. Sometimes, not all the time, we may feel as though, maybe I shouldn't have said that in private, because now I got to say it in public, and it's going to make me look bad. But the thing about being accountable is that no matter how wrong or right you are, you stand by your actions. And so, like, tonight, I just urge every one of you guys to just, like, be accountable. If you do something wrong and you know you're wrong, fess up to your wrong. It's all right. It's really all right, because we're not perfect. We're all going to do things that are wrong. We're all going to do things that may not be pleasing to everybody, that may not always be pleasing to God. But you know what's honored more? What's honored more is when you say, "You know what, I said that. I did that. This is what I did. This is what I said." And I stand by it. No matter how wrong or right it is. And if it's wrong, I ask you guys to forgive me. And if you're right, stand up for what you believe in. I just really urge y'all to do that, because there is a lack of accountability. Not only, everywhere, in our churches, on the jobs, in our homes. Trust me, I can go on and on. Okay? Like, the lack of accountability in today's society is great. Is very great, and it needs to be eliminated. It really does. We need to get back to having a standard of being accountable for our actions, of being responsible for the things that we do, of being liable for the things that we do. So I took the opportunity to look up what accountability means, because maybe everybody doesn't know what it means. According to Merriam-Webster, accountability is the quality or state of being accountable, especially an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility or to account for one's actions. Right? Let's talk about the synonyms of accountability. The synonyms of accountability is responsibility, liability, answerability, which is, I never knew that was a word, but it's here in Merriam-Webster, so I really guess it is. It's an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility or to account for one's actions. Being accountable for your actions should be an obligation. a willing obligation, which means like you should feel as though that it is a need for you to be accountable throughout your life. Like whether it be accountable in your marriage. If something's going wrong in your marriage now, like I'm not married, but for those of you who are married or who have been married or are now divorced, accountability in a relationship, whether it be a marriage, relationship, whatever, friendship, any type of relationship, you have to be accountable because being accountable makes you trustworthy. If you aren't accountable for the things that you say and the things that you do, how are people going to trust you? Because now you looking like, well, honey, let's just take this as an example. Honey, I heard that John Doe was sleeping with Susie May, but you ain't hear that from me though. And then somehow it gets back to John Doe that you said that he's been sleeping around with Susie May, when let's say that was never the case. So now John Doe confronts you and says, yo, was you telling Sally that I was sleeping around or messing around with Susie May? And then you say no? Now you're lying, which means that you're telling an untruth, which means now you can't be trusted. You can't be trusted, at least to John Doe or to whoever it is that you told, because you know you said it. And now that means you're really trying to make another person out of a liar. And that doesn't make you look good. You just really have to be, you really have to have an obligation. To really feel like, yes, I need to be accountable for the things that I do. I need to be accountable for the things that I say because my reputation depends on it. And, you know, we may not think about it, but our reputation and our name and our word is all we've got. So let's say now John Doe is pissed with you, right? And so now he's going around talking about you. Oh, Sally done sat around and said that I was sleeping around with Susie May, and everybody know that I'm sleeping around with Susie May. I don't even like Susie May like that. Me and Susie May been friends for years, and just because we close, she probably think that we doing something. Now she's spreading rumors about me. She's a liar. Da 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 da. So now he tells this to all his friends, and then let's say they don't know you, but then they meet you, and you tell them a little bit about yourself, and then they go, wait. Aren't you the one that was spreading the rumors about John Doe saying that he was messing around with Susie May? Yeah. And in the back of their mind, they may not say it's you, but in the back of their minds, they've already made their impression of you. Their impression of you is what they heard about you from John Doe. Now, should it be that way? No. But that's how society is. That's really how society is. So you really want to be careful. You really want to be careful. And so our moderator, Reverend Ware, who has done such a wonderful job these past 4 years, he spoke about accountability in the church. And we don't serve God like we should. But yet we try to put on a front in church on Sundays and when we serve our local convention that we're so big and bad and we're holier than thou. When really on the inside we jacked up just like the next person. We are jacked up just like the next person. Excuse me. You don't have on no clothes, so you're not getting in the camera. Do you hear me? Watch Mickey Mouse. Sorry about that. So, you know, like he mentioned, like how we put on such a facade. We're not true to ourselves when it comes to the things that we do for God. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll talk about, Deacon so-and-so, and he ain't living right. He's shacking with sister so-and-so. Or, the trustee stealing money and with so-and-so, and they using it to go on vacations and whatnot. And then when somebody asks you, is that what you said? You turn around and say no. You know, in church, and this is one thing that I can't stand. We pick and we choose what we want to read in the Bible, what we want to apply to our lives. And it's like, for real? That's what we're going to do? We're going to pick and choose what should apply to our lives. The whole Bible should apply to our lives. Because the Bible is not just there to make us feel good. It's to correct us. And it's to rebuke us. And it's to help us to change our lives. And so one thing that is very misinterpreted in the Bible is Matthew chapter 7 verse 1. Judge not that ye may not be judged. Really? Like, and I understand it, and people say, oh, only God can judge me. Only God can judge me. Only God can judge me. But understand something. That's not the case. People read the first verse of Matthew chapter 7 and forget to read the next verse. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye mete, it shall be measured to you yet again. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considereth not the beam that is in thine own eye? Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye? Thou hypocrite! First cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye. What does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? Don't be so quick to judge everybody else when you jacked up too. Listen, we all jacked up. All of us have our own flaws. All of us have our own issues. And if we are to judge somebody, we should never judge somebody according to what we are, because we're wretches too. You need to judge them according to and compare them to who God is, so that they can transform themselves, so that they can be more like Christ. Because that's what this Christian walk is all about, for us to be like Christ. And so he tried to explain that to us tonight. He used Jairus' daughter as a perfect example about how people looked at the woman with the issue of blood like, oh, she's unclean. She's been sick for 12 years. You've been to all the doctors. What can they do for you? They were so busy about worrying about what she had done and worrying about what they had heard about what she had done. But the woman with the issue of blood has so much faith to say, you know what? It's not even in what I say. But if I could touch the hem of Jesus' garment, I believe that I can be made whole. Because she heard of the man that has made the blind to see, made the lame to walk, made the dumb to talk, multiplied 2 fishes and 5 loaves of bread. She's heard of that man. She's heard so many things, and so she had that faith, even off of what she heard, that you know what, if I can just get to him, may not be able to talk to him, may not even be able to say anything to him, but if I can just get to him and touch the hem of his garment, I believe I can be healed. And people thought she was crazy. People thought she was crazy. And with Jairus, they thought he was crazy. Your daughter's dead. What is he going to be able to do for them? What is he going to be able to do for her now? But he believed that God, if God could come to my house and meet me where I am, he would perform a miracle on my behalf. But they judged him based off of what they had heard. They heard that Jairus' daughter was dead. They heard that there was nothing left to be done with her. But Jairus knew that there was somebody coming into his house to see about him and his situation. See what I'm saying? So just be accountable. Stand by. Like, if you know what you're doing is right, if you know for sure what you feel inside is right, stand up for it. And if you know you're wrong, be accountable and admit that you're wrong. Admit that you're wrong. Whether it be in your relationship, your marriage, on your job, in school, wherever. Be accountable. It goes a long way. It really goes a long way. And I mean, the past 4 years of Reverend Ware's tenure has just been a powerful, powerful, powerful lineup of themes. You had, I think in the beginning, it was integrity. Then it was transparency. Then it was honesty. Then it was accountability to close him out. You need all of those things to be a well-rounded individual. You need all of those things to be an upstanding individual. You would need to and would want to be. You should feel like you have an obligation to be honest. That you have an obligation to uphold yourself, to have integrity, and you should be able. I wouldn't say should be able, but you should have it in your right mind that, okay, I'm obligated to be transparent. Because your transparency will not only help you, it will help somebody else. And you definitely have an obligation to be accountable for all your actions. You do. You really do. So think about that. How can I be accountable in my everyday life? How can I be better in my accountability? If I haven't been accountable lately, Lord, make me to be accountable for my actions, for the things that I say and the things that I do. Just something to think about. Just a little talk about accountability. Guys, I love you. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you tuning in, sharing, liking, and commenting. Please continue to do so. Please continue to do so. Hopefully tomorrow I'm in better spirits. I'm in better health. Because there's so much going on. Just so much going on. And I'm drained. But guys, I love you. I love you. I love you. Please, please, please don't forget to visit our website. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. Share these videos with whoever you know that need them, because I'm blessed to be a blessing to someone else. Okay, my name is Janae. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. God bless. Good night. Take care.